These are the notes for finding lines of symmetry and rotation, and these are from 6.6. So the first thing we're going to do here is find the lines of symmetry for a square. Remember, the lines of symmetry allow for the square to be folded over onto itself and to line up. So one nice thing that we can do is we can sort of copy our square onto patty paper and then actually fold our patty paper so that the square ends up back on itself. So if we fold here, we can see the square does not end up back on itself. However, if we fold down the middle, our square does end up back on itself. So we can say that this is one line of symmetry. Similarly, if we fold the other way back on from the middles, we can see that this also is a line of symmetry. Then we can also try to fold across the diagonals. And when we do that, although my square is not perfect, there we go, that's better, we can also see that it folds onto itself. So it also has lines of symmetry that go through the diagonals. So we might say that a square has 4 lines of symmetry, 2 from the midpoint of one side to the midpoint of the other side, and 2 along the diagonals. Should have spelled diagonals correctly. The second task we're going to do here is to find the rotational symmetry. Of a square. So again, we'll start with the drawing of a square. That makes it easier to work with. And again, one of the easiest ways to sort of see this rotational symmetry is to pick a point, pick a vertex, take your patty paper again, and you know the deal with this is that you have to find the center, which is a little bit tricky, but you know, as some trial and error, you'll find that the center is the center of is where the diagonals meet in the square. And so if I have my center of rotation and I rotate, oh, there it lined up at a corner. And there again, and there again, and there again. So it has 4 degrees of rotational symmetry. 1 is when we go from this vertex to this vertex, and that's 90 degrees. 1 when we go from this vertex to this vertex, that is 180 degrees. Again, vertex to vertex, that is 270 degrees. And last vertex back to where we started, which is 360 degrees. And those are the lines of symmetry for a square and the angles of rotational symmetry for a square.